Hey everybody, this is David here from Team Powerhouse Gold Banker and Eric Vasquez. We are live to you today. We're very excited to share with you a very exciting afternoon, evening of guests. We have David Hunter, President and CEO of Mary Wade, and Frank Rende, community sales counselor for Chatham Place. Two experts, knowledgeable people, super great guys. I have lots of information to share with us today about what it means to sell your home and what's next when you're ready to make that next step. So Eric, if you can take it away in the studio. As you know, I'm here in Florida. Looking forward to hear more about what's going on over there.
Excellent. Thank you, Dave. Hoping you're having a good time down there.
Thank you, my friend.
So David, thank you. Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you.
So tell me a little something about yourself and your relation to Mary Wade.
Well, I've been at Mary Wade for a long time, since 1981.
Okay.
And Mary Wade is a nonprofit organization that was founded in New Haven at the same location that we are currently at in 1866, after the Civil War. The group of ladies that were representing churches in the community wanted to found a program that would help women and children after the Civil War, which was needed after the war, when they either lost their jobs when the soldiers came back, or they lost their husbands during the war. And so we've been, by the turn of the century, we were serving elderly women only. And then when I came to Mary Wade Home, we opened the doors to men for the first time in 1982. And so we are now a full service senior living community on our same location.
Excellent. Oddly enough, I was downstairs talking to some folks, and they asked me who the guests were today, and they asked me a trivia question. They said, "Do you know the history of Mary Wade?" And I actually did. I knew the approximate date of origin, and they were like, "Oh, you know that already?" I said, "Yeah, I have to research my topics here, guys."
There you go. Good job.
Yeah, thank you. So how long have you been president?
I've been there. Well, I've been the president since I've been there.
Really?
My title has changed.
Since it started?
Since I started there,
okay.
Yes. I mean, my title has changed from the administrator to the executive director as it grew, my title changed, but I've always been there at the pleasure of a voluntary board of directors. We call trustees. They are volunteers in the community, leaders in our community that are committed to the mission of Mary Wade, very dedicated. They provide their skill sets and their contributions to Mary Wade Home. They're very generous with both.
So I saw you on the tube the other day. You were interviewed, I think it was by TNH or
WTNH?
Yes. And it's funny because in the lead up to that discussion, they named Mary Wade Home as a leader in nursing home, which is, I guess, a feather in your cap that the press considers you guys the leaders that they want to talk to when something comes up like that. I thought that's phenomenal.
Yeah, we have a great history, a great reputation in the community. I think that we've embraced our neighbors, and our neighbors have embraced us in Fairhaven, and we are a full service organization. And so I think in that sense, we are, I suppose you could say we are leaders because we know a lot about different facets of this sector.
Eric, let's just talk for 1 second and jump in for a second there with David Hunter and what he's done to the city of Fairhaven and the town of New Haven, especially bringing such an organization, making things such a beautiful space over there too, right? I mean, that didn't just happen overnight. That's very well invested into making this community such a special place.
Correct.
Yeah,
very much so.
We've always, as a nonprofit, we serve the needs of the community. So as needs present themselves, then we try to, we strategize as to how we can, meet those needs and help people that come to us. And so that's how we've grown for that reason.
So earlier you said services. Can you expand upon what some of those services are?
Yeah, it is complicated. It's the field really is disparate. The healthcare field is challenging for families and for people to navigate through it, which is why we have people like Frank Rende as our sales counselor. And it's very challenging for people. But what we have at Mary Wade Home is a full service skilled nursing center. We do both short-term rehabilitation and we have long-term care as well. So we do cater to a population that suffers from Alzheimer's disease or other dementias, illnesses, and our I would say, through our partnership with the Alzheimer's Association of Connecticut and the training that our staff receive from them, I would say that we are fully educated and competent to take care of those with dementia. And then we do a lot of short-term rehab. We have people coming into our campus from the hospitals,
right,
local hospitals, Hartford Hospital and Yale New Haven Hospital, and we provide full service rehabilitation. We're one of the few in our areas that have a full service respiratory therapy program with a pulmonologist that does rounds, a respiratory therapist that's there for full time. And so we're able to provide a lot of service. We also have partnerships with Franciscan Hospice Care Center up in the Meriden, Cheshire area to serve those that are in their last days. And so that's our skilled nursing center. We also have what is called a residential care home. This is a program, it's like a assisted living, only it's paid for by the state of Connecticut.
Okay.
And so it's for people that don't need a nursing home but need some support and can't really live at home on their own for various reasons. We have an adult day center program. It's a medical model. We take care of people during the day who are home, but due to other circumstances, need support during the day while perhaps their families are working,
yeah,
or, kids are going to school and such, and we bring them home. So, we provide them with medications and meals and therapy. And then we have a transportation program that serves the folks in our campus, as well as providing medical transportation to those in the community who don't have transportation and need a ride to and from a doctor or dentist's office.
Right. Yeah, I know there's huge value in having these folks spend some time with their peers, the interaction with their peers, etc. Dave, did you have something?
Yeah, there's a lot of covering bullet points you got over there, David, with the topics you went over. I mean, you guys really cover a large facet of how you serve the families that are needed. I don't know if it's possible for Jonathan to get those bullet points, maybe put them on the screen for people who are watching to know what exactly you do, because there's probably 10 different areas you cover easily. And I think it's important for people to have a chance to know more about those different elements. How do they get involved, David, with you, from step one? So let's say they have a family member, mom, dad, sister, brother, needing one of your services, right? Who's the first phone call they make? What's the number to call to get in touch with that person, first of all? So what's the number to reach out to you?
Yeah, so I would say a good start would be to call Mary Wade at 203-562-7222 and ask for Roseanne Mondrone. Roseanne Mondrone is a nurse. She's been with Mary Wade Home for greater than 20 years. She knows all of the programs that we provide, and having a conversation with Roseanne will help clarify what the particular needs are and what the services that are there to help in that case. If it's on the campus with health services, that's one thing. If not, she would refer the family to Frank Rende. To see if there might be an interest in our assisted living program or memory care program on his campus. And so that would be my suggestion. A lot of folks call us just for information, and Roseanne is very knowledgeable. And many times it doesn't mean that a loved one would be coming to Mary Wade Home, but they'll be much more knowledgeable when they get done with a phone conversation with Roseanne.
So she probably asks the right questions and finds out, or maybe they just volunteer that they just want someplace for their mom or dad to go during the day.
Yeah.
For your
Correct.
adult day center, as opposed to being, in there all the time.
Yeah. Now, if you're in the hospital, then there'd be a discharge coordinator that would be working with you, and you could ask for Mary Wade if you need short-term rehab services. And many times the transition coordinators, they've got a lot of people they're trying to place and move out of the acute care setting. And so, but if you're firm with them and you just say, Mary Wade, and stick to your guns, give Roseanne a call, and we'll take care of that situation for you.
I actually have a question myself. So I recently my family had to move my grandfather. He was 101, living on his own for all these years, into a rehabilitation center. And this question I've been thinking of all week, once I knew you guys were coming on the show. How do you guys at Mary Wade make the experience of living there comfortable for somebody who's transitioning after being independent for so long?
What I could say to you is the people that work at Mary Wade Home are experts in that. They are truly dedicated to a mission of serving. And there's special people that work in this sector, and especially in a nonprofit sector. They know that they're part of a bigger mission. And we all have to do our share and our part, whether it be a nurse's aide who comes in and is going to be taking care of, the intimate needs, or a therapeutic recreation director who will come in and ask you what your interests are, talk to the family about, how did this person, in your case, your granddad, what did he do at home? What kinds of things he likes to do?
Right.
What are his interests? Somebody would come up from the food service program and talk about special diets or special kinds of foods that you like. And then we try to accommodate that, especially if it's a hard situation. Food is a good way to make people feel comfortable.
Right. Comfort
and at
food.
home.
Yes.
And of course, the nurses are in charge of, any pain that you're having, any confusion that there is, making sure you're getting the proper medications, making sure you're getting the things that you need on a more intimate basis. And then we have physical therapists, occupational therapists, speech pathologists. If the doctor orders any of those, they'll come to your room and start working with you on getting better or getting more ambulatory, or whatever, help with eating, any of those, help with swallowing, help with talking, speaking. So there's a number of programs that a lot of interface that goes on with a lot of people. There's a lot of people contact that goes on, and then, of course, at Mary Wade, we have a gorgeous backyard that, it's sort of a hidden secret in New Haven, that we have this gorgeous garden. So, many of the folks are able to get outside and enjoy the outdoors, enjoy the sun, and see the flowers and get some fresh air.
I follow Mary Wade on Twitter. And if you guys don't, you should. Some awesome pictures on there. There's pictures of basketball, there was actually a picture up that was right around March Madness. One of the residents playing basketball or shooting the basketball, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, of course, this whole experience with COVID has kind of put a limitation on a lot of that, but we're, slowly getting back to normal. Families are visiting now on a regular basis. If they could sign up and come into the campus now, into the building, into the rooms.
So they can get tours?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And so, we've done a lot with our building to improve its quality of air, and its how to minimize germs in the building. So we've been able to to do a lot of that work over this past year that has made it a lot safer. And of course, our staff, most are vaccinated. All of them will be vaccinated have their second vaccination by early October. Okay. Our entire staff, will be vaccinated by that time. And so in our procedures and our policies on infection control are excellent. We do have a leader in our nursing staff that has been involved in a national program on a regular basis. And her job was on this panel was speaking on infection control in the skilled nursing sector. So we've been able to be leaders in that sense as well.
Thank you.
Can I jump in for 1 second? I'm sorry, Eric. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Question over there, David. So on a very simplistic type of situation here, we have a client. It's our parents. They're getting older. They need assisted living. They're needing help getting around. What's the next step? I mean, obviously calling up and asking questions. How about transportation, getting them there? How about the experience of moving in? How big are the rooms? What's it like there for someone who's never been there before?
Well, let me ask you this. So let's assume that you called and you asked some questions of us, and then Roseanne talked with you about what your needs are. And we determined that perhaps the assisted living side, Chatham Place at Mary Wade Home, would be an area that you would want to consider. Are we okay on that so far?
Sure.
So
Yeah.
then we would say, Frank Rende.
Right.
Can
I
you
was
help us
just
with that
about to
question?
cue Frank Rende in because we had talked about Chatham, but he's going to be the subject matter expert on that.
And then that's where I come in. So what ends up happening is I end up finding out about your parents, what's happening usually at home. There's usually a reason that someone decides to call us, and sometimes it could be someone fell or care is becoming difficult at home. Maybe they did have home care and that's not working out. So I usually like to find out information about someone's parents so that I have a better idea the kind of care they need to make sure that we can provide the care at assisted living or our memory care. Once I get a little history and a little background, usually what we do is we invite them in to come to the community. Right now we can't do a tour, but normally they would come in and do a tour of the community, maybe have lunch at the community, kind of get a feel for the atmosphere, the culture.
Frank, the reason they can't come in is because it's still under construction, correct?
But in our particular situation, we can't quite do a tour right now because we're not open yet. We're opening in October. So we have a welcome center. And so they would come into the welcome center and I would go over some floor plans, show them some pictures, some video that I've taken of the apartments, and give them a little bit of a background on the community. So Chatham Place has 84 apartments, 64 apartments are assisted living, 20 for memory care. So we have a secure memory care neighborhood, and it's a beautiful environment. We've got beautiful lobby area with we have a living room with a working fireplace. We also have a cafe. We have an outdoor terrace on the second floor and a beautiful dining room. So there's going to be chefs preparing their meals. And I think of it as a cruise that doesn't move. The key is to try to get the parents to want to move in, which is a conversation and takes time because there's always going to be some resistance at times. People leaving a home they've lived in for 50, 60 years with all the memories. So there are some challenges along the way, and there's many ways that we can go about and help a family to move in. We can do temporary stays. We call those respite stays. Maybe someone doesn't want to deal with winter, but they're not sure about leaving their home yet. So they can do a winter stay for a few months throughout the bad weather. Usually when that happens, they end up making friends and get spoiled. You know, they've got someone doing their housekeeping. They've got people that they're engaging with, social activities they get to enjoy, wonderful meals. Lots of fun things that they can do, and it gets difficult to decide to go back home to kind of a quiet place that really there isn't much to do.
You had me at chefs. You had me at chef prepared meals. When can I sign up?
Well,
Frank, what about your parents who are big sports fanatics? They're a Giants fan, they're a Yankee fan, they're a Red Sox fan, they're a New England Patriots fan. Do you guys do different kind of events for these kind of sporting events for these guys? Or do they have special streaming abilities? They have TV in their rooms or a social room where they can watch the big games?
We can do a lot of different things. You know, New Haven being so convenient, we can actually take residents and plan a day at Yankee Stadium or at Fenway Park. We could take them to a game of some sort. So that's the beauty of being in a community, is that maybe where they wouldn't have transportation or be able to get out to go to a game here in a senior living community, they have that opportunity to do some of the things they really couldn't do.
If I could, just
Yes.
one more topic
Yes.
I want to go over.
Yes.
Because
Oh,
Mary Wade is a nonprofit,
Yes.
they do have some fundraisers and the like. We will
Very
hashtag
important.
or
Very
share
important.
some of that stuff. There's a golf event on Friday. I don't know. Do you think I should go?
I think you should go.
I'm already signed up, so
It's going
thank
to
you.
be great weather.
You're a veteran. You should
I'm already
go.
there. I'm already in. But you have an annual wine dinner.
We do.
Yeah.
Of course, we haven't had it, as a result of the COVID pandemic, but we are planning on having one next May. And Tom Matthews, who is the more recently retired executive editor of the Wine Spectator, is still going to be our host. He's agreed to host us again.
Awesome.
And we have
That's
great wines
fantastic.
coming in from Gallo. Now, you I don't know about you, but my thinking of Gallo is they make that really red, sweet wine that the ladies at Mary Wade like to drink. But
Okay.
they actually have some really robust, awesome wines that they'll be displaying at our wine event next year.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
they're excited. They're excited, and they've got a wine. I can't remember the name of, but he's like a wine master of wines. I think there's 2 in Connecticut,
Right.
and it takes quite a bit of training to become one of these people, and a lot of drinking, I guess. But
You have to sample the
he'll
product.
He'll be there. He'll be there presenting the wines as well.
How can I get that spot with bourbon?
You can follow Mary Wade on social media. I'm showing you right now. Just keep up with these events.
Thank you.
Awesome.
We're going to definitely do a posting on our pages about Mary Wade. I think we'll also have some more bullet points on everything we talked about today. I think it's important for people to remember all the different facets and pieces that Mary Wade has to offer the community as a whole, events that they're having coming up that we'll definitely be posting about. And definitely want to thank you guys for being here today.
Thank you.
David
Thank
and
you.
Frank, you guys were amazing. Eric, great job, by the way. Great guests. One of the best we've had so far. A lot of great information. And honestly, we probably could talk for another hour easily
Yeah.
with this show, going into detail, because in each one of the elements you guys bring to the table, I could have stopped you and started asking questions about that, but I know we only have so much time. So definitely, I think if there's possible links to the different bullet points, maybe to open up categories for people to see, I think it would be good. But again, thank you so much for being here today.
You're welcome, Dave.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for having us. Yep.
Yeah, thank you
guys.
so much. I learned a
Absolutely.
lot, especially considering what happened about my situation.
So Dave, don't forget to plug.
If you haven't followed us yet, please go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, Team Powerhouse Real Estate. If you haven't checked us out on TikTok, go to Team Powerhouse Sells. Jonathan's going to be posting our different links over here. And we have what they call our what do we call? We have a special event every time we do a show here called the spinning wheel, where we offer a beautiful free new tumbler for our guests to well, not our guests, but our people who are subscribing to our channels. Please, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. Jonathan, what's the Twitch handle, by the way, if someone wants to get on Twitch?
Team Powerhouse Real Estate.
Keeping it simple, everybody. Team Powerhouse Real Estate. Go to Google. You will find us.
All one
Definitely
word.
subscribe. So let's check out this wheel of excitement for who's going to be the lucky winner this week.
This
Please,
year.
Jonathan. And what's
year.
that?
This year. I was
This
like,
week,
what?
yes.
Yeah.
This week. Did I say this year? I'm sorry. I'm all over the
Thank
place.
you.
All right,
This week.
spin the wheel, Jonathan.
Yeah, let's just
John, spin that wheel.
Happens. All right. We got some new people on here. Here we go.
And the winner is?
Oh, this is a TikTok user that I will be in contact with. Their username is FitFanny.
At Fit Fanny.
At
Thank you so much for
FitFanny on
subscribing.
TikTok. Thank you
I
for
love
following us
that.
on TikTok.
That's a great name.
Yes.
Fit Fanny. Yes, guys. Thank you
Yeah,
again, Eric. Great
enjoy
job
the rest of
today.
your stay. We'll
Thank
see
you,
you
buddy.
next Tuesday.
Yeah, see you guys next Tuesday. Gentlemen, again, thank you for being here today. Jonathan, great job. Kara, thank you for bringing our people here today as well.
Bye,
And
everybody.
it was a great show. You have a wonderful week, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much.